What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update, a third stimulus package update, as today is going to be a very big day in the Senate for the $1,400 third stimulus check package. And honestly, crazy news overnight. You are not going to believe what the Senate did all night long. Absolutely insane. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos on the third stimulus check package, as well as the next stimulus package coming, as well as after this package, we're likely going to see the $10,000 in student loan forgiveness, the $200 per month Social Security increase, and also the next package, the Build Back Better package. Also, it's time to change our sign right here. So comment down below what you want me to change the sign to, and I might just pick your comment to change the sign to. Remember, it can only be 3 lines, about 8 letters per line. So comment down below what you want me to change the sign to. I will be changing it here in the next video or two. Okay, first, let's go to the Senate Budget Chairman, Bernie Sanders, on the third stimulus check package.
Republicans are saying they have a real problem with the overall price tag. What do you say to that?
Oh, I wonder where their diligence and their concern was when they gave over $1 trillion in tax breaks to the very rich and large corporations. I wonder where their concern was when they voted and pushed a $740 billion military budget, massive corporate welfare all over this country. The American people perceive correctly that we are in an urgent moment. We have to move as quickly as we can. That's what President Biden wants. I'm afraid that, I have to be honest with you and say that Mitch McConnell and the Republicans are much more interested in obstructionism, in making sure that President Biden does not push through his agenda than they are in really dealing with the problems facing the American people. Look, here is the simple truth, and I think most Americans understand it. Today, we are facing a series of crises: healthcare, pandemic, economic, education, mental illness. We are facing crises unlike any we have faced in our lifetimes. And working class people all over this country are crying out to Congress, please hear our pain, hear our children's pain, do something. The bill that we are fighting for right now, that hopefully will pass in a few days, in my view, is the most significant piece of legislation for working families that Congress has passed in many, many decades.
Well, this bill is going to pass the Senate faster than that. Here is Senator Tim Kaine on the deal that was reached last night in the Senate to bring us to the next step.
On one hand, I'm not quite sure what was happening in the Senate for 9 hours. On the other hand, we have crossed an important hurdle at this point and are moving toward the passage of this bill. Tell me what is going on.
Allie, you're right. I mean, look, we've got 50 Democratic senators, and we need every one of their votes to get this bill, which will do so much good for Americans, to President Biden's desk. Senator Manchin had a concern about the way the unemployment insurance benefits were structured, and he, stuck to his guns. And that concern was not my concern. I really like the bill as it came over from the House. I think we've made it stronger. Senator Manchin needed some additional adjustments to get there, but now we're there, and we're going to rocket forward. There are going to be dozens, maybe hundreds of amendments that Republicans will offer tonight and tomorrow. But Democrats, we have linked arms with President Biden and said the American public needs this relief and they need it soon. And we're going to stay at our desks until sometime over the weekend we send this bill back to a House for a quick vote so that President Biden can get it next week.
For unexpected, it's obvious why so many Americans support this bill. It's not actually a partisan thing. It's money that people need in their pockets. It is overwhelmingly popular amongst Americans. It is even supported by the majority of Republican voters. What's going on? What's the reason for 50 Republicans not voting in favor of this? And by the way, no Republicans voted in favor of it in the House.
Allie, my gut is this. I think they've made a strategic decision. And remember, just replay the tape back to the beginning of the Obama-Biden administration. They just sort of decided no matter what the new president offers to rescue the American economy, we're going to be against it. I will say this. This is a bill that is just chock full of provisions that Republicans have offered in past years. It's chock full of provisions that are desired by Republican governors and mayors. As you point out, it's full of provisions that are popular with Republican voters. And when it's implemented, it's going to do enormous good for Republicans and independents and Democrats. So they may have made a strategic decision that, and I can't put myself in their shoes about why they don't want to be for it, but we'll be able to bring the final bill out and show you how much bipartisan agreement there is in this bill. The Democrats are just riveted upon the fact we're still 10 million jobs down from where we were last year, and we've lost 500,000 people. We're not out of the woods yet. We're not going to go slow. We want to go fast to climb out of this crisis.
Okay, so here's the thing. So late last night, they had an amendment vote, mainly from Senator Bernie Sanders, to vote on the minimum wage being included in this bill. That bill failed. The minimum wage will not be included in this bill. And what happened then was kind of strange. It actually led to the longest vote on a single vote in history of Congress. And that's they left the vote open. They never finalized it and closed it, and it sat there for over 8 hours, on which they basically had to scramble to go to Democratic Senator Joe Manchin to make a deal with him to finally get his vote. As we know, we need every single Democrat's vote to pass this bill. 50 Democrats are likely going to say yes. 50 Republicans are likely going to say no. Then the tiebreaker vote will go to Kamala Harris, the vice president, who will pass this bill with the reconciliation process. So they actually did that last night, the longest vote in history. And since then, they literally worked throughout the entire night and did not sleep. So Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader from the Republicans, tried to make a motion to adjourn until the morning, and he was denied. And they literally worked all night long. Imagine Mitch McConnell and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer there and Bernie Sanders working all night long, literally. Now they're still there now, and they didn't sleep. They worked the entire night and did not sleep. Just imagine all those guys there doing that. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell made an unsuccessful push before midnight to adjourn the Senate until Saturday morning, punting the debate on the bill as it sat in limbo for hours as Democrats tried to put together a proposal that could bring all 50 Democrats back to yes votes. Quote, they want to begin the vote-a-rama that could have been done in the daylight because of their own confusion and the challenges of getting together 50 people to agree on something that they could have been doing quicker on a bipartisan basis. So rather than start the voting at 5 minutes to 11, I adjourn to move to 10 a.m. The Democrats denied him, and they worked all night long. Democratic Senator Brian Schatz from Hawaii says, I don't care how long it takes or if it's inconvenient. We are about to pass one of the most popular and most important pieces of federal legislation in decades. I'm a happy warrior. So all night long, they went through a process known as the vote-a-rama, which is basically amendments and, I really should say that they try to make amendments. But at this point, they're just basically denying all amendments because it will further delay the bill. And then they have to rewrite the bill with amendments and all sorts of stuff. So I don't expect any amendments to pass. They're basically debating each amendment and mostly denying each one. What I do expect to happen today is I expect them to actually pass this in the Senate today. So there's going to be absolutely breaking news today. Remember, once they pass this in the Senate, it's probably just a formality to go to the House, re-vote on it, and pass the House. That could likely happen today as well and go to the president's desk immediately. This could literally be signed, sealed, and delivered and completely done today. Today is going to be a very big day. But remember, they literally had all these changes within the last 24 to 48 hours. They have changed the income requirements on the stimulus checks. For the first change, that's up to $75,000 as an individual will get the full check. Double that for a couple, 150,000, and it only goes up until 80,000 for an individual. So 75 to 80,000 will get a reduced check. Over $80,000, they have cut the checks off. So technically, there's a lot of Democrats that are upset that the checks will not go out to a lot of people who went out to people under President Trump's era, Trump's checks, that he was able to get stimulus checks out to people that made up to $100,000 as an individual, double that for a couple. But does not look like that happened. They had to make some compromise deals, either to bring Senator Joe Manchin on board and get all 50 votes, which is the most likely scenario, what it looks like, and also to maybe try to get some Republican support in there. They reduced the income cap. They also, literally late last night, reduced the unemployment benefits from $400 per week to $300 per week. And that will be extended until August. So it does not look like the unemployment made it into $400 per week. They had to negotiate it down, as we've seen from that senator say there in the interview, probably literally just because of Joe Manchin. But the compromise they did get is actually better for some people because they added in a provision that makes the first $10,200 of unemployment money most likely for the year 2020. So this will probably be for your taxes next year. So for the year 2020, we don't have all the final details yet until they actually sign this into law and we see the bill, but we have pretty much the basis of it, that the first $10,200 will be tax-free of unemployment money. So if you get unemployment in 2020, then the first $10,200 will be tax-free as long as you make under $150,000. I've seen some people saying, how can you make over $150,000 being on unemployment? Well, if your regular salary is that and you're only on unemployment for like a month or two, and you make over 150,000 for the year for the other months that you worked, you could make over 150,000. It's going to be very unlikely. The vast, probably only be a few percent of people that actually make over 150,000 and get some unemployment for the year. But for most people, it's going to be your first $10,200 of unemployment money will be tax-free. And that's because unemployment bonuses and unemployment money is taxable money. It's considered a replacement of your income. It's considered your income, your job, your salary. They're just giving you money because you've lost your job. Now, stimulus checks, on the other hand, a lot of people get this confused, and I still see people getting this confused. The stimulus checks that aren't unemployment are not taxable. So the $600 checks, the $1,200 checks, and now the $1,400 checks are not taxable. They're not taxable in any state. They're just not, okay? So if you hear otherwise, it's not correct, okay? It's the unemployment that's taxable. So if you get unemployment and a stimulus check, then the unemployment's taxable and the stimulus check is not. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Just trust me on that. I'm right. Also, remember, in this third stimulus check package is a child income tax credit, which is actually going to be paid out in monthly stimulus checks of $3,000 to $3,600 per child. This is in addition to the $1,400 stimulus checks that go out to adults and children and adult dependents, okay? So the way this is going to work is it's going to be $3,000 for children that are over the age of 6 through 17, and that is going to be paid out in monthly payment options starting likely in July, so a couple months from now, and $3,600 for children under the age of 6, or payment options of $300 per month directly from the IRS and the Treasury, or a total of $3,600 for a year. This is an increase of the previous child income tax credit that was increased by former President Donald Trump and Ivanka Trump to $2,000. President Biden now wants to increase it to $3,000 for children over 6 and $3,600 for children under the age of 6, or $300 per month and $250 per month for a year for children over the age of 6. I will be helping you guys kind of claim this money. There's likely going to be a portal set up from the IRS and the Treasury to get this money and have it sent to you on a monthly basis of $250 to $300 per month per child. That is in this third stimulus check package, and it's in addition to the stimulus checks. It's basically an income tax credit for having children. However, instead of having to wait all the way until next year's tax returns, they're basically going to be able to give it to you on a monthly basis. So if you have 2 children, you could literally get $250 and $250 or $300 and $300 every single month paid to you to help with the living expenses for your child from this third stimulus check package, which is honestly one of the biggest things because we're talking about $3,000 or more per child. The Biden administration, said, the White House, says that this will actually reduce childhood poverty by up to 54%. In fact, President Biden has already expressed support to make the $3,000 to $3,600 child stimulus payments permanent going forward. Remember, they are $2,000 right now. They were increased by former President Donald Trump to $2,000. At one point, they were zero, and at one point, they were $500. And President Biden has already expressed interest in, right now, it's for 1 year, but to possibly make it permanent going forward. So $3,000 to $3,600 tax credit or stimulus payments every month in the form of monthly payments of $250 to $300 every single month going forward for more than 1 year. We'll likely see support for this gaining after the third stimulus check package passes. Right now, it's for 1 year. I'm also expecting after this package passes probably a big push for a standalone bill to raise minimum wage, although they cannot raise it to $15 an hour. The votes just are not there. We'll probably see support for it, but we just had a vote in the Senate and only 42 people voted for it. So they need 60 votes for a standalone bill. So we're probably going to see a big push for a $10 or $11 an hour minimum wage, as they're going to need Republican support. And that's pretty much the only way to pass a standalone bill for minimum wage at this point. $10 or $11 an hour is still 50% increase of where it is now at $7.25. We're also going to see a really big push coming out after this package for the $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. Remember, in this bill, there's a new provision which would make any student loans that are forgiven in the next 5 years untaxable. Normally, when debt like that is forgiven, it's considered taxable money. And they have a provision in here that for the next 5 years, any student loans that are forgiven will not even count as taxable income. So they're literally gearing up for a big student loan forgiveness push and possibly passing a bill in the near future or even a presidential executive order to do this of at least $10,000. Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate Majority Leader, says that the president can do actually up to $50,000 in student loan forgiveness without even doing it through a bill through Congress. He can simply do it through a presidential executive order. We're also likely going to see movement on the $200 per month Social Security increase coming after this bill, as well as the next stimulus bill called the Build Back Better package. But remember, they're probably going to pass this bill today in the Senate. I will keep you updated. Don't miss out on new videos. Remember, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. Click the bell icon after subscribing to all notifications, and share this video with your family and friends because they're literally going to probably be passing this bill in the Senate today. So don't miss out on new videos. I will keep you updated. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. My wife and I sell products on Amazon, and we teach people how to do it also. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.